What up, everybody? We're live. Episode 48, Guy Think Podcast. We're back at Cross Country Studios here in Boca Raton, Florida. I am so happy to be back. It's been like a couple of weeks. Been doing some Skype interviews. Had some really exciting stuff going on with the podcast. Very happy about it. So I just want to thank all the listeners for continuing to tune in. For the new listeners that are subscribing on YouTube, on social media, on the podcast platforms, thank you so very much for joining me on this amazing journey of this podcast, elevating to the next level. It's pretty amazing. I got I actually just want to do a shout out and a special thank you to our last guest, Joey Beltran, ex-UFC and Bellator fighter, current bare knuckle fighter at the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. He did a great job, got the knockout in Tampa, Florida. Joey Beltran is a great guy, gentleman, deadly, and a well-traveled journeyman fighter. Love Joey, all the way from Oceanside, Cali, so shout out to my boys out in Oceanside. And thanks again, Joey Beltran, for being on the show. It was great, and you can check that out, episode 48 on YouTube, Skype interview. It's really cool. Pretty good stuff. Have a surprise coming up for episode 49. Probably, in my opinion at least, one of the biggest guests that I've had on the show. Excellent interview with Stitch Duran. For my fight fans out there, Stitch Duran is, and you already know who he is, but for the people who don't know, he is the world's #1 cut man in MMA and boxing, period. #1. He's been in the Rocky movies, the Creed movies. He's just a gentleman and a great guy. So stay tuned for that. That one's dropping next week. But I talked to him yesterday, and he was at his home in Vegas, and it was so cool. So thank you for that, guys. So other than that, we're gonna get started. Episode 48, first time ever. Guy Think Podcast is going yoga. We going yoga. I'm excited about it. So Kim Wyss is here, the unbelievable, amazing Kim Wyss, who's got probably the coolest yoga poses on Instagram I've ever seen. So thank you for joining the show and being a part of it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's fun. It's exciting.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure to have you. And, of course, co-host Dana Shore, back in action. And Dana Shore today, tell our listeners what you brought today.
This was actually a gift. I picked this up, or it was gifted to me about an hour ago from Georgie Baumgart's and Maddie Murhine, residents in some of the communities that I used to manage, and helping them a little bit with some house hunting. So they took me out to dinner, and they surprised me with this. This is 21-year-old rum. It's from Venezuela, and it is a dream. It is. It'll give Steel Tie a run for his money. Black Hole.
Whoa, John Moore might be a little ticked off with that comment.
I'll tell you, his stuff was. I'm sure everybody understood how much fun we had at that last podcast.
Yeah,
there was
tell her about that one. So we did a podcast at Steel Tie Spirits.
Not only did John Moore show us in West Palm in the Warehouse District, the whole. His place is beautiful. It seems like you could sit there. It's like a log fire in December. He's got a big shelf. He took us around the whole Warehouse District, and the actual Flagler Railroad, the overseas railroad that starts all the way in Jacksonville, goes all the way to Key West. There's still pieces of it in the Warehouse District, and he showed us where they all were, and it was unbelievable. And the drinks he made, they're like candy.
Oh yeah,
and it was just. We were. I don't know. We had 4 of them or whatever it was, and it was just.
I was bombed by the end of the night. I was bombed.
Well, we took an Uber to
Lost Weekend.
Yeah, Lost Weekend. Also a very good tacos. You met a fan there.
Yeah, I was a fan there.
Who actually took a picture with you.
Yeah.
No, that was awesome because you used the Guy Think Podcast shirt. And he was working the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Joey at Lost Weekend, one of my listeners. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I know that," because I had a Guy Think Podcast T-shirt on. I saw the shirt. He's like, "You look familiar." Oh, I listened to your show. That was pretty cool. It was really cool.
I like the mustache.
Andy Costanzo says, "Hi, Joe," and "Hi, Kim."
And son just fucking chopped liver, yeah. It's just
Dana. That's Dana.
Yeah, hi, Joe, hi, Kim, and then there's I'll just back out of frame for you. I'll just sit back here and let you guys have fun.
No, don't take anything personally.
You can't live in this day and age with that.
Georgie and Maddie say hello.
Hi.
Hello.
That's your peeps?
Yeah.
All
these
right.
Hey, this is fantastic.
Oh, guys,
There you
thank
go.
you so much for
Thank you.
giving this to Dana because I am benefiting from it. So, salute to you guys. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
feel like I need to try it.
Annie says I
So you want
forgot
me to get
his
your glass
name.
with some
LOL.
ice?
Annie says.
Have a little bit.
Teeny bit.
Annie says I forgot his name. LOL. She forgot your
Oh,
name.
mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It takes more than that to hurt my feelings. I'll get you a glass with some ice.
All right, Dana's getting some ice.
Oh,
I like it. You going to be the John Moore today?
Huh?
Are you John Moore
I
today?
am John Moore today.
Wow.
You
Okay.
know what? Given my skill set and what
Yeah.
we did last week,
Yeah.
I'm John Moore and John Wick at the same time.
Wow. All right. Don't shoot anybody on your way back. So pretty cool stuff. So you're at a Jupiter, Florida?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what got you into yoga? What everybody's got their thing. Like what was it at a young age? Somebody inspired you to do it?
So I was, I think, 18. I came across videos in, I like thrift store shopping, and I came across these videos. Can't even tell you who the yogi was. I just remember he was doing yoga in the middle of a desert,
Cool.
and I was doing it in the middle of my basement of my parents' house. So
So you say basement. So you so this was in
I'm
Ohio.
from Cleveland, Ohio. Yes.
Okay, got it. Yeah, because
So
no
I
basements
was
in
not.
Florida.
Yeah, I was not living here yet. That's for sure. Thank you. I'll give it a whirl. It doesn't take much to pull my leg.
It's all right.
See that? Before the show started, she was like, "Nah, I don't. I'm good. I got my water. I'm fine. I'm fine." And
That's
there
good.
you go.
Thank you.
I love it. Hilarious. No, it's great. Same way. Well, you know what's funny? Because Dana had asked me before the show. He said, is she cool? Like if I bring like a bottle of booze? I'm like, I think so because when I was on her Instagram looking at her pics, she had a shirt that said, "I'll bring the alcohol." A hat that said, "I'll bring the alcohol." I'm like, I think she'll be all right.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. So all right, so yeah, you're in your basement, you're doing the yoga,
Yeah, do that.
and just kind of fell in love with it from there, huh?
Yeah, I practiced it
Yeah.
on and off for many years. So it wasn't always a consistent practice for me. It would be like, okay, 3-4 months, I'm going to a yoga studio or doing some stretching or following this random, VCR video at the time.
VCR video?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, we're going way back.
Yeah, or is that what it's
Way
called?
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
VCR.
VHS
VHS.
tape.
Sorry, it's been a
No, no,
while.
You put a
I
VHS
forget.
and a VCR.
Dude, you've been like, it's so crazy when you think about like the old days, like VHS, then CDs. I remember being a kid, like,
Tapes.
Well,
You used to
remember what
record
came-
over your tape. And
oh,
you put-
mixtapes?
You would put
You pop the
Big
button.
you
Yeah.
would put Scotch tape over the thing so that you could record. I don't even know.
And
Record over it. So
Oh, yeah.
weird things.
It's amazing what they had because remember what came that was supposed to be the big thing between VHS and CDs. Remember what it used to be called? Laserdisc.
Laser disc.
No
That's
more
right.
Laserdisc.
None of that. Dude, I remember being growing up in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. We used to go to this place called Music Stop, me and my friends. It was on 86th Street. We used
Vinyl.
to go there, and they used to have the speakers out. It was a record shop, and they had the speakers outside. They'd be blasting the newest record out, and it would just attract you to go into the store, and CDs everywhere.
Mhm.
And it was just like, just that experience. Now everything's here, right?
Yep.
It's so easy. But
Apple
it was
iTunes.
such a fun experience to actually go to the store, hear the song, hear the album, and then look for it and actually physically purchase it.
Yep.
Now everything's click, click, click. I'm done. I got it. But that was a cool experience in itself. Just doing that.
100%.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm kind of curious though, because I know that at one point I bought CDs that I wasn't supposed to buy.
Yeah.
My dad
Yeah.
cracked it in half. So what do they
What?
do now? Like when parents catch their
Oh,
kids
they,
listening to
they-
something
they-
on
they-
Spotify.
Yeah, they
like,
end your data plan. That's what they do. Goodbye data plan.
He totally snapped
So
my
he snapped the
fuse
CD?
in half. He's
So,
like, absolutely not.
just to ask, what CD
Andy
was it?
remembers Music Stop? That's cool. Andy, are you from Bensonhurst? Do you know who Annie is? Annie Costanzo?
If I'm supposed to know, I'm sorry.
No,
I
Annie, that's
apologize.
cool. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, I don't know if I know you. Maybe I do, I don't know. But that's really cool that you know Music Stop.
Yeah.
So if you're from Bensonhurst, please let me know. That's pretty cool.
So what CD did he crack in half? Do you remember what it was? Was it more
They
than
were-
one?
Yeah,
Oh,
there.
it was more than one.
Damn, that's not good.
No.
I think too. He had bought us the Alanis Morissette song. Where she talks about like scratching nails down back and stuff.
Alanis Morissette's hardcore. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's good stuff. He had actually purchased the CD, not realizing how kind of vulgar she was and took that away from us.
I see like her dad, like just a
Retracted.
dad going to the store, like, hey, what are the kids listening to these days?
Alanis
There you
Morissette.
go.
Oh man! You know what the best part about like music way back in the days? Remember MTV? Like the music videos were so
Pop-up video.
Yeah, pop-up video.
Yeah.
Pop-up video, in my opinion, was better than the Total Request Live and all that because they actually gave you factoids during the music video.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, the fun
Spotify
facts.
does
Yeah.
do that though. Has
Yes, they
anybody
do.
I didn't know that.
Yes, they do. That's pretty cool.
Kudos Spotify.
Actually, Spotify.
Modern day pop-up video.
Kind of weird. Spotify went on their platform to see how the what's going on with the podcast, and they had a weird stat about me on there. It was kind of interesting.
What'd it say?
They knew my birthday.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, host of a Guy Think podcast, Joe Mignon, was born on July 4th, 1983.
How'd they get that information?
No idea. Yeah, Spotify.
Yeah.
Watching you. Watching you, Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm spotting you. That's cool. So he started this whole yoga thing in the basement. And how did this transition into actually taking this thing real seriously?
I moved here when I was 21 and still kind of practicing off and on. And then that's when I kind of started seeing more of the mental, spiritual, as opposed to body that it had for me personally. Because I was going to school part-time, full-time, whatever it was, working, trying to basically make ends meet for the most part. I moved down here by myself. All my family's up north. And that can be stressful. I mean, I was very type A too about doing really well in school and, doing this for me and, all that. And so I started noticing that it kind of helped me to be a little bit more laxed about it. Like, oh, it's okay if I don't get the A, I can get the B, no big deal. And, less stress in various other areas, as we were talking about the mouth guard, not as much mouth grinding at night, and I'm actually sleeping. So started noticing that. And then went through a pretty aggressive life transition around to probably starting like 2014 to 2015, maybe a little bit sooner than 2014. And that's when I really started practicing consistently and with no breaks, with no it was at least 2 times a week, then 3, then 4. And now it's just a part of my life. And, that's when I found the Power Yoga Tribe, which is located in North Palm Beach. And I did my teacher training there, Karma Yogi there, assisting. And that's when that all really became, real. And I got my certification and started really teaching 2015. And now I'm at Little Ocean Yoga, where Lizzie Moore is an amazing mentor, anatomy guru. I envy her on that. She's so great spirit. So
awesome. So what is Little Ocean Yoga? Is that like you guys are on the beach doing yoga kind of stuff? Or
Little Ocean Yoga is actually in a building. It's one big room, which I love. I tend to I don't want to say it's smaller yoga communities because I like to think that the entire yoga community, including all studios, is the yoga community. But I tend to like smaller areas to practice in. I just feel like it's much more quaint and at home, and
it's
there's
more
something
intimate,
cool about it. I don't know.
Connection with
Not
people that way.
Yes, exactly. I like it when it's a full class and I flip my dog and my foot's on my partner's mat. I don't have a whole lot of personal space boundaries. It's okay though.
You ever try yoga, Dana?
I did. I actually fell asleep during yoga one time.
Is that a good thing?
I was super relaxed.
I was going to say it depends. It depends on the class. If you're falling asleep in the middle of Power Vinyasa, then
No. Basically, it was just I felt like it was a trick. I was at UCF and they had this. They do free classes or whatever, and they had yoga. And my wife, or my girlfriend at the time, now she's my wife, drags me out to this thing, and then we went with her friend, who's actually a doctor at Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland.
Oh,
that's legit.
Yeah.
So
she got married last year in Cleveland.
Quick question about Cleveland Clinic. Did they just call it Clinic in Cleveland?
No, Cleveland Clinic is its own city. Wait, stop. Because
is my mom watching? Because she knows all about Cleveland Clinic.
Cleveland Clinic has its own storefront. It has its own police department. It has its dude. There's Cleveland Clinic police.
Well, there's a Cleveland
I saw a
Clinic
squad car out there. So anyway, So we went with her. Her name is Alexis, and then she got married last year in Cleveland. She might be coming down to the Cleveland Clinic here in Weston. But anyway, so, we're all young, and I'm like, I was very rough around the edges when I was younger. My wife has definitely smoothed me out a lot, little, whatever you want to say. But thanks, Ben. But she says, let's go do this yoga class. And basically, it's a trick. The yoga instructor says, how is that?
It's smooth, actually.
Yeah.
For just drinking it straight.
Hints of banana.
Alex said, I think Dana had a couple of beers at yoga.
I'm good with that.
No. But it's funny though. But so anyway, the yoga instructor says, all right, you can just go ahead and lie on your back. Basically had me put my arms and my legs basically flat together. Mm-hmm. Just close your eyes and breathe in slowly and then breathe out. And I was out.
Really? That quickly?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't take 2 seconds, but basically it was a repeated, I probably counted 5 or 10 times where, the instructor keeps saying that.
Did they have to wake you up or?
Yeah. My
I was
wife
going to say, did they
up.
switch poses or was it, it was probably like a Yoga Nidra. It was probably a Yoga Nidra class.
What's that?
Yoga Nidra is actually phenomenal. It is really good for individuals that suffer from PTS, great for relaxation, sleep. I don't know the exact hours, but 45 minutes of Yoga Nidra is like the equivalent of X amount of REM sleep cycle hours, basically.
That's
I can't remember the exact number. I apologize. But basically you just lay there and there are distinct scripts that you read usually. I've listened to one where it's like an eagle and you are the eagle and it's giving you the bird's eye view and it's describing and the person's reading it for 45 minutes straight, which there's plenty of meditations that are that long. But it is a distinct, and a lot of times people do fall asleep or it's like, it's gonna sound weird, but it's almost like an out of body feeling, like you're sleeping but you're not sleeping, if that makes any sense. Some people literally just fall asleep because they needed to sleep. I've asked my mentor before, I was like, what does it mean when you fall asleep in meditation? You were tired. You needed to sleep. It's okay.
Man,
There's nothing wrong with that.
I need to do that every night.
I'll tell you.
Because it's still doing something. Even if you did fall asleep, it's still doing something for you.
I was out. I mean, it was kind of incredible. And of course, I was slightly embarrassed that I fell asleep during yoga, but
no, I've had people snore.
Really?
Shavasana. I feel proud when my students start snoring. I'm like, yeah, you sleep it.
So people come to your yoga class, and you're in the middle of teaching a session, and somebody's just and you go through it.
So Shavasana is corpse pose. Is the ending. It's the end of the class.
Gotcha.
So I teach mostly power vinyasa. So we're moving. We're always moving for the most part until the last probably 15 minutes, and then it's a little bit more holding, usually sitting poses. And
So for our listeners for listeners right now that are in the chat, for those that never tried yoga before but are thinking about doing it, what would you tell them? And how would you tell them, hey, yoga's great? How would you?
Just do it. I would recommend possibly trying, if you're really intimidated by it, I actually do recommend doing maybe a few YouTube sessions. Yoga by Adriene is great.
Yeah, I love Adriene, by the way.
Kino Yoga
is
Adriene,
great. How you doing?
Yeah, she really, it's funny.
Yoga by Adriene.
I subscribe to her.
Yeah, he
really
said something about her.
I do all my yoga at home. I have a mat, and I do yoga by Adriene. She's awesome.
Shit,
yeah,
that's awesome.
And she's hot. And her dog, and she's got a cool dog. Her dog sleeps during all the sessions.
Well, what kind of dog she have?
I don't even know, but it's just a cool wolf-looking dog, very majestic-looking dog. And all he does is just sleep in the corner.
Nice.
And she's on the yoga mat, looking all sexy, but she does really good yoga. And I follow along, and I like the dog is cute. She's hot, and the dog is cute. She's hot. I'm doing the move. I'm stretching. I'm like this. I'm like that. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Click subscribe.
Subscribe. Shout out. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Go on YouTube. Yes.
Yeah, just to get familiar with poses, but then definitely go to a class because you want to make sure you're executing the poses to where you're not going to injure yourself. Right. So an instructor, a well-educated instructor can kind of assist you with that.
I got a question for you. So sometimes when I'm doing yoga, I want to do the stretch the way the instructor is doing it, but maybe I'm not as flexible yet, or I'm starting to feel a little pain when I go in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Advice is, do you power through the pain, or do you kind of ease off a little bit because of the pain?
It depends on the pain. If it's just discomfort, then sit with it.
Right.
If it is actual pain, back off.
Okay.
But back off. Don't just come right out of it. This is what I recommended. By any means, I am not a doctor.
I like that disclosure.
Yep.
But
I love it.
CYA.
But I always recommend back off of it. I like to tell my students, if it's burning, stay in it. If you're twitching, stay in it. Stay in the fire. And that's kind of where I like to say the transformation takes place, because anything that shows up on your mat, a lot of times it's what's showing up in your life.
True.
So when you become less reactive on your mat, you'll become less reactive in life.
Makes sense. I like that. It does make sense. So how about like any funny stuff, like people farting and yoga, like a certain stretch and oops.
So it happens. I mean,
How do
it
people
does,
handle
because
it?
you're stretching, you're doing. I mean, honestly, when I'm on the mat and it happens right next to me, I just don't even react,
Don't even care at that point.
because you don't want the person to. I mean, personally, I think farting is funny.
So do I.
No, yeah. That looks the funniest shit. Yeah. Oops.
Everybody does it. It happens. Although I mean, I can not to say I don't get embarrassed. Not to say I'm not just letting them out while I'm watching TV with my boyfriend. Like,
Well, no.
I'll still go in like the other room.
Well, here's the
But
thing.
do I talk about it and laugh about it? Yeah. If I hear my dog or if I hear someone else, it's funny. Like, it's
Farting in yoga.
let it out. You don't want that shit
All right.
festering inside you.
All right, you guys.
Here's the thing, is that you know that you're at that comfortable level in your relationship when you can fart in front of your partner and it's not a big deal. Like, you can laugh about it. Like, it's if you're comfortable with them, let it go. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. You want me to here? I'll go ahead and pour it for you.
John, more competition. But yeah, no, farting, thank you.
Yeah.
The farting, well, because I'm really interested in the yoga fart, because there's difference between a regular fart and a yoga fart. Yoga, you don't know when it's coming.
Oh no, I think
You know
you
what
feel
I'm
when
saying?
it was coming.
No. You're
You're stretching, all of a
You're
sudden
stretching. Oh,
you feel
it
that
just comes
build
out.
back there.
It just
No.
pops out.
So there is
It pops.
so there is certain poses that create a buildup. Again, I am not a doctor, so my medical terminologies are not going to be up to par. But so, for example, I'll just even say my experience. Okay, shoulder stand. It's a very vulnerable position. If you do not have enough strength in your lower belly area, a queef can come out. So that, I don't know if you're calling that a yoga fart, but
Wait, Joe, it's been almost
and that has personally happened to me before, and I just started smiling and
Did we
laughing.
just-
What am I supposed to do? Like,
I think she just popped the queef cherry on your show. I've never heard that word said before. Yeah, on this show.
Maybe? I don't know. Really?
Ever.
Queef.
it happens.
It's been said.
First
Good for
time.
you. Congratulations. This is a
It
milestone.
personally happened to me.
It speaks to our respect, but also I'm glad you went to that.
We're doing a podcast award ceremony soon.
Are we really? I don't know. The introduction.
Oh my
of the
gosh,
word-
can I have an award that says queef on it?
I think so. I think you heard it.
Amazing.
But here's the thing. What would it look like? The award.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Let's field.
That little.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah,
If you go to, and this is going to be a shout out, Girls Who Fart.
Is it a channel?
It's an Instagram.
Oh my
it's an
God.
Instagram account. I'm actually.
actually.
No, it's hilarious. He puts. I'm actually on it. He puts little. It's like the fart emoji
Yeah.
onto people's pictures.
I saw one.
Yes. I'm on it. I have one.
That's
I
awesome.
actually put ode to the fart. It's
That's
a
awesome. You're on a paddleboard, right?
It's
Yeah, I saw that one.
exactly.
That was funny.
That's what it
Yeah.
should be. The fart.
I like it.
The official. That should
All right.
just be the official fart emoji.
So
Okay, we're
you're-
talking about
I like
yoga.
that.
So you're wait.
I go to the trophy
All right.
store and get that.
Yoga studio, very zen, very calm,
Mhm.
very cool, very collective,
Very quiet.
very quiet.
Well,
Doing poses,
it had
and then all of a
music.
sudden, a fart. explodes. Like there's an explosion, and it breaks the silence barrier. What from your experience? What were the reactions from the others in the area? Any giggles? Any chuckles? Was there one that like stunk the whole room out and people were like, "I gotta move"?
Don't believe I don't think I've ever heard anybody laugh or.
I'd laugh.
I'd be laughing.
I don't.
I'd totally be laughing.
Oh yeah, that would throw me out. I'd be laughing so hard.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
I don't think I've heard stories where I think someone had to say something to a student before because I think it was a consistent issue and it was smelly. But I've never personally.
Eat like 5 eggs before you go to the yoga studio.
I've never personally had an issue
deadly.
or laughed.
Farting in a group is deadly because you don't know who did it. And you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, there's definitely close proximity quarters where it can be
there
more
are close
deadly.
Quarters.
Like you can, push the stop button on. I'm not saying you do this, but you put a stop button on the elevator and then you just rip it, and then you just gotta sit there and deal with it.
Wow, that's rough.
It is rough.
Basking in the ambiance.
I think crop dusting.
Yeah, basking in the ambiance. Crop dusting is. That was good.
Getting me at grocery shop.
You can crop dust at the mall. You can crop dust at the grocery store. Great, I like that.
Sometimes people need to be crop dusted.
That's right.
Crop dusting. That's a lost art.
Yeah,
guys. For our listeners, practice the art of crop dusting this week.
Maybe
that's your homework.
During your yoga class.
Yeah, please.
That's your homework tonight.
You have to walk around the yoga class.
We're also going to be announcing. Eventually, we're going to be announcing the winner of the free 1 hour group session with Kim at some point in this episode. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty cool.
I'll pay for an additional hour if you eat 5 eggs before you go.
You're a nasty dude, but you got to sit in the room with them.
I don't mind that.
Like farts.
It's a free laugh. Why wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, because you'll be sniffing it.
It's not going to kill me. I might even pitch in some of my own.
I'm sorry, dude, but I would never pay to sniff someone's farts.
I'm not paying to sniff someone's farts. I'm paying to be in the room.
But you're giving them eggs.
I might have some too. It might be a competition.
Woo!
Sorry.
No.
Roderick says eggs before yoga.
Yeah.
I believe it. Annie's just cracking up laughing about farts.
There should be more laughter about it. There should be more laughter in general.
There should be.
About a fart, that's great.
People take things way too seriously. I think nowadays.
Seriously.
SRSLY.
Any arguments or any fights break out during yoga? Did you ever experience any of those things?
No,
that's good. Yeah, see, I think more people need to be doing yoga because everybody's in a place of comfort, zen, calm, just working on their inner self.
Yeah.
I think more people need to be doing yoga. And if I had to speak freely right now, which I am, I think every job should offer yoga during lunch breaks.
There are some jobs that do offer yoga and all that during lunch breaks. I think Ultimate Software does that.
No kidding.
Don't quote me on that. But no, they have all kinds of. There's actually a police department. I think it's in Canada or Northern California that does like once a month. They'll put their officers through yoga. It helps with the PTSD and with everything else.
It's good.
And like 100%. The officers go through that and they get paid to be there at least once a month.
You just gave me an aha moment. Something that
you should offer that here.
Well, something that was brought to my attention a long while ago between a fellow teacher and I. She taught for a fire station. But I don't think I think it was more of movement and stretching, and that is great. That has its own benefits. But I think a yoga nidra class would actually more benefit individuals that work for a fire station because of PTSD. That probably would be more. Yeah. Maybe more accepted. I'm not sure. She had a lot of pushback. They didn't want to be doing what she was teaching. Poor thing.
Well, it is coming from that environment. It is a little.
But I almost feel like maybe Pete. So sorry. Aha moment. Something to suggest.
No, but honestly, if I were you, and I'm not going to try and put it out there. I mean, just depending on where where is your yoga studio, by the way? What's the physical address?
North Lake and US 1.
North Lake and US 1, which is in which city?
North Palm Beach.
North Palm Beach. I'd reach out to the local PD and see maybe if they would try something like this. That would do them a lot of good.
Definitely. Because I'm a hairstylist as well. One of my clients, who originally was a yoga friend, student, became client. She is a police officer in Broward County.
Nice.
And she definitely expands and works with all of that. So it's definitely out there.
So you're a hairstylist.
Mm-hmm.
What would you recommend for Dana's hairstyle?
What is there to do? Come on, man. Come on, man.
When people, that's like a typical question to ask a hairstylist when someone's
It takes a lot to hurt my feelings. Go ahead.
No. Honestly,
we'll watch her advice.
But you got the perfect head. You got the perfect
You're
head.
doing exactly what you should be doing, keeping it short.
And the beard too is okay.
The beard's fine.
Yeah.
It actually takes away from it.
Should it be thicker or should it be?
That's clean.
It's good.
It's
You're
good.
perfect.
Good.
No, you got the head
perfect.
for it.
You'll become.
You got the head. I do not have the head for your hair.
Yes, you do. You just got to shave it all off and find out.
No, it's my head is
Come on, man.
Dude. No way. But this is the best. How's my hair for my head? Is it okay?
You have nice hair. It's good hair.
Yeah, he's got nice hair.
Is it bouncy?
It's not bouncy.
It's gelled. It's like
I don't think that's...
I'm actually going longer on the sides. This is the first time I'm trying it out. So
okay.
More of like a Superman look. I'm trying to go for a Superman.
But you got to have the one curl right in front.
Black hair.
I don't know that
lots of thick black hair. That's what I'm going for.
I don't know what the Superman look is, but
oh no, yeah, it's basically his hairdo, but he's got like on the right hand side, it's got like a little.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the
that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to,
Okay.
While I still have hair, I want to grow it as long.
Dude, you got plenty of fucking time, bro.
Is it gonna go?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it's gonna go. Like you don't have the widow's peak. You don't have like.
I do have a widow's peak.
You don't.
Father.
It's not like that's not
How's
a widow's
that?
peak. It's got to be a lot further back, in my opinion.
I don't think so. Right?
Well, and because you have the widow's peak, you can use Rogaine and all that because it doesn't work for people like me that have like the harbor like this. Like for you, it's like.
I need to bring you in for a class. You know more about this than I do.
Oh no, I've been going bald for 10 years. I've been going bald for 10 fucking years.
You've done a lot of research.
They told us in the police academy one of two things will happen when you're a cop. More than likely, your hair will turn gray or it'll turn loose. My hair turned loose. My hair went black. But in my defense, I started going bald probably my senior year of college. And you got like the kind of wispy, whatever. And like I got pictures, I think I showed you one. I was 17 years old. I had this like you.
Yeah, nice
like,
hair. Yeah,
spiky hair up to here, man. I was fucking living it. And then
proud of it.
You know who the first, in my opinion, growing up, the first Hollywood superstar that made bald look cool was Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
Like when I was growing up, I saw Bruce Willis and he had the bald, he shaved it because he was losing his hair. I was like, all right, Bruce. You're Bruce, man. Right. Bold community.
I tell you, man. You can motherfucker.
What about the guy from Star Trek?
Oh, that's Patrick Stewart. But he's like mega bald. That's straight razor zero. No, my inside thing, like with my wife, is I'm like Jason Statham, like because of the beard too. Like I could go shorter, but I just don't want to. There was a time where I was doing like when I was playing like the last season with softball, I had like obviously like a 1 or a 0 up here, but I had like it was like a full on because I'm Jewish by descent. I had a full on Jewish beard and everything.
Oh,
like
wow.
it was fucking it was thick. And my wife finally said, "No, it's time to go."
Actually, it's funny you brought up softball. I'm going to text Peter right now.
Yeah,
Our
please.
softball team, shout out Bulgarian softball, Boca Raton. Our softball team tonight was playing. Unfortunately, I'm on the IL. I got some back injuries I'm dealing with right now, but I'm going to send a text message to my boy Pete right now to see if we won. If we won, we locked in first place for the playoffs.
Nice.
So the text is going out right now. Did we win?
And also, while he's doing that, also a condolences to the Broward Sheriff's Office. I know you said you had somebody who worked in Broward. Deputy Nims died in a car crash a couple of days ago, so our condolences to them.
Condolences.
He was en route to a call and was involved in a crash at an intersection. So, funeral I think is in a couple of days. But that's always sad to see that happen, especially when it's in kind of your neck of the woods.
So, yeah, absolutely. Condolences for sure. Absolutely.
Send her a message as well. Yeah.
We're going to be doing first ever, I think, in my opinion, first ever experimented, ever done in yoga before, ever. Right here live on a Guy Think podcast. So for our listeners that are here right now, tuning in, you are in for a special treat. Surprise, surprise, because in a little while, we're going to be doing for the first time ever
Mm-hmm.
color commentary, play-by-play from a guy's point of view of a woman by the name of Kim doing yoga. So while Kim is going to be doing yoga, the camera's going to be on her and only her. But the guys are going to be doing color commentary, play-by-play, as if you were watching a sport, but yoga. How fucking cool is that? Never been done before.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
It sometimes takes a few times. Like, oh, okay, I see what's gonna happen.
Yes. We're going to be doing color commentary. We're going to just get right into it. It's going to be as if you're a football fan, a baseball fan, a basketball fan, whatever, hockey. Picture you watching the game, there's the play-by-play. You can't have the game without the play-by-play, right?
Yeah.
You can't. You got to have that.
Make it happen.
We make it happen. Tonight, live Guy Think podcast, me and Dana Shaw are going to make it happen with yoga. We're doing it.
Color commentary.
Yes, color commentary. It's going down.
I get it.
We're going to get into it. So I guess before we get into it, tell our listeners what type of moves you're going to be doing, or, the kind of like a little cliff note so they're prepared mentally.
So in the beginning of my power vinyasa classes and even slow flows, I tend to do sun salutation A's and B's.
Mhm.
I was trained Baron Baptiste, so they kind of always vary from however way you were trained.
Mhm.
It's just flowing with breath. So we'll go, it's pretty basic, but it can be very quick because it's one breath per movement.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then we'll kind of go through a few rounds of sun A's and sun B's, and we'll kind of drop down and do a few basic yin poses. I think that's a great way if you don't have a lot of time first thing in the morning to do a 10-15 minute practice. I think I've seen over the years many different things. Like if you just do 5 minutes, 10 minutes of yoga every morning, it's going to improve. And then it also, that being said, it kind of gets you in the habit of doing something physical, especially first thing in the morning, getting those endorphins going, getting your energy going. It gets you in the habit of doing that. So if you start doing that 5 minutes, then maybe you're going to start doing 10 minutes, and then maybe you're going to make time for 20 minutes. And then you'll make time to make it to that hour-long class. It's just about getting your foot in the door and starting somewhere.
Right.
That is something I never knew before.
And there's nothing wrong with 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just do it.
You can do it for 5 minutes. I mean, because that's a lot of people, with the issues with workouts. I mean, even me sometimes, I'll come home from work and it's like, I don't want to go to the gym. You can actually take 5 minutes, or when you wake up, you can spend 5 minutes and still get some kind of benefit out of it. Because me always is somebody who's been into fitness, and even somebody who's not dabbled in yoga, but is familiar with the idea of yoga. You have to be there for like 30 minutes to actually get some benefit. You're telling me that in 5 minutes you can, 5 minutes every day,
just sitting in meditation or sitting in a yin pose, meditating. Because yoga is basically meditation in flow.
Okay.
It's all, all yoga is meditation in flow. We want you here in the present moment, not what went on 2 hours before and at work, and not what's going to happen after class.
I like that.
We want you in the present moment, and that's all meditation is. Meditation is sitting with yourself in the moment. Your mind starts to wander, you bring yourself back. That's it. A lot of times I hear people say, there's no way I can't meditate. I'm not good at it. You cannot be bad at meditation. You will always get an A+. Because it's literally just realizing that you went somewhere else and you're coming back. That's it.
So for 5 minutes, what you could, I guess, accomplish a lot in 5 minutes.
You can do, basically you could, I haven't timed it.
Well, no,
like 8 minutes.
Yeah,
you can do 3 rounds of sun A's and sun B's, which there's a lot of chaturangas, which is high to low push-up. In sun A's and sun B's, which is basically, and if you're doing them correctly, you're working your entire body.
Wow.
You can get a nice little.
So this is like for everybody.
Heat build up. 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great.
And my slow flows,
What do you think about hot yoga?
I originally was trained in hot yoga. I love it, loved it, still do, but
For people that have a lot of injuries or dealing with pain, or is hot yoga a good?
I have been taught over the years that it doesn't basically make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, I think some what is it? Some people's ideas, they feel that it actually warms your body up, and then you feel like you're looser than you actually are, and you might push yourself more. But that's just I have no idea if that's the case. Right. You know, and they actually feel like it might kind of hinder you or make you feel like you can do something more than you really should be doing. Right. So, I mean, really, you sweat more.
Well,
you know, like.
Thing.
Well, I mean, and that's a good thing. I mean, because once you perspire,
but you don't want to be during hot yoga. It's gonna
call that a
stinker.
hot box.
That's hot boxing. That's hot boxing.
Well, basically, you can build just as much heat. You can sweat. I have sweated just as much in a class that was not heated from Lizzie Moore.
Shout out.
Because she really knows how to work you and encourages it and knows how to have you engage in certain ways that sometimes you may not be motivated. Even, I mean, I have sweat more in some of her classes than I've sweat in a hot yoga class before. Now, granted, that might be my fault because I might not be as engaged, but either way, you can definitely sweat during a class that's not heated. It's kind of a matter of whether, because sometimes I feel as though, and this is, you brought up the paddleboard. This is why I love paddleboard yoga, is that you have to be fully engaged the entire time or you're falling in the water. Right. There is no half-assed warrior one on a paddleboard because you literally are going to go in. So sometimes I feel as though people are just going through their yoga class half-assed, which is fine. Own it. If you want to go through yoga class half-assed, sometimes I do. I might be hungover. I might have had, too many Tito's and soda waters the day before. And I'm just like, okay, I at least showed up.
Right, absolutely.
And I'm just happy about that.
That's half the battle.
That is half the battle.
But, if you're always half-assing it and you're wondering why you're not sweating or getting results or, engage, be, everything should be engaged. Absolutely. Your core, you should always be checking in with your alignment.
Before we get into announcing the winner of our 1 hour group session with Kim, and before we get into color commentary, real quick, I do have a question from Ronnie McGill. Will yoga assist in rehabilitation of age-related muscular pain and range in motion?
That would probably be a doctor question, but that's my stepdad.
Okay.
Hey, Dad.
What's up, man?
Ron McGill. Yeah, as you're saying the name, I'm like, wait, I know that name. Do I believe that yoga can assist in healing? Yes, 100%. Because I feel as though mind over matter. So if you believe in yoga is meditation and flow, and if you believe something enough and work at it, I do believe that can be healing. And any mind work where you're breathing, you're getting oxygen into your bodies, into your tissues. Yes, 100%. And that's what yoga is. It's a ton of breath work. You're getting all that oxygen, and that alone is healing. So yes, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but
you can speak from experience.
Speaking from experience and speaking from what I know breath work does for the body and what it does for the mind and how resilient our mind and brain is, then yeah, definitely.
Cool. Awesome. Ronnie, I hope that helped. I say we get into it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I think it's time. Guy time. Color commentary with Kim Wyss. We're going to do it. First time ever. Yoga. Play-by-play color commentary from a guy's perspective. I think yoga commentary play-by-play period. First time ever. I think this is the first time ever in internet history that this is going to be happening. I've watched plenty of yogas before. I've never seen color commentary with yoga before. So you're about to witness history here live on a guy motherfucking dang podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. She's getting ready. I'm going to get that. Pardon me. I'm going to step off camera. We're going to get this thing adjusted for Kim. There we go.
You need a refill while I'm...
Oh, no, I'm perfect.
You're good.
Yeah, no, I'm sipping. I'm sipping.
This is so good. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Oh, good. Saul. Oh, God.
So I'm sitting here.
No, you stay in your chair.
Or you want me to stay in my chair?
Yeah.
Shit, sorry.
All good. All right, guys. There's the mat. All right, so I want to make sure I get everything. And there we go. Oh, Dana's still in there. That's good.
I'd like to still be in there. Yeah.
Actually, here we go.
Better? Am I in there or no?
You're kind of in there. All right.
Oh, you mentioned
Yeah, you
something
can
about
do
your. So you mentioned something about your pants.
My MC Hammer pants.
Yeah. So
From Eileen
Yeah,
Girl.
shout out.
yes. Shout
Eileen
her out.
Girl. It is a store in Abacoa, which is located in Jupiter, and she makes and sells her own clothing. So she's super awesome as well. She's hosted some charity events, etc. We've worked together on one of them, and she has a
Look
great
comfy.
store, and these pants are super comfy, and they're fun to teach
They
in.
look comfortable.
So, teaching, practicing. I also wear them to the salon.
Nice. So these are like anywhere pants.
They kind of are anywhere pants, for real. And then people are always like, yeah, MC Hammer, can you do the dance? I'm like, "I'm not really
Can't touch this.
Can't touch this.
Okay, cool beans.
All right. So can you pass me a drink, Dana?
Yeah, absolutely.
So may as well get right into it, right?
Yeah,
This is the first time I've ever done color commentary. I've always wanted to do it for baseball, like Yankee baseball,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty excited to do this right now. So this is going to be great.
It's actually a fantasy of mine to do like
Is
color
it?
commentary. Yeah, I like to do like pro sports. I mean, because I was an announcer at a quarter mile drag strip.
Oh, dude,
but it's
that's
not the
right.
same as.
We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in live here in Boca Raton, Florida. We are live here. It's the most exciting yoga demonstration you're ever going to see. I'm here live with my colleague here, Dana Shaw. Thank you for joining in the show today,
AKA
Dana.
Danny Chickens.
Oh yeah, Dana. I mean, are you not excited about this moment that we're going to have right now in history with the first time ever YouTube live on the internet, play-by-play color commentary from a guy's point of view? Yoga.
I am bursting.
Bursting in excitement. Bursting.
I'm bursting.
That's a hell of a description.
I like that. I'm seriously, I'm very excited about this. I like that.
Kim is well trained. She's been in the yoga business for how many years, Kim?
Since 2015, teaching, but
Mhm.
practicing 2004.
She's a legend, folks.
I'm like, when did I graduate?
Yeah, I graduated high school in 2004.
This is a legend, folks. She's getting ready. She's getting started. The warm-ups are happening right now. Everybody's excited. Millions of people watching all over the world. This is just an amazing, amazing feat that's about to happen right now. A moment in history, Dana.
Tell you, man, this is like Sports Center. I like this.
Yeah, this is
Big
what
up
it
for
should be.
LeBron James, by the way. He's watching.
Yeah, LeBron, actually, I checked the analytics.
That's my boy.
No,
What's
yeah,
crazy
like
about it,
LeBron
I know
James,
you're a Cleveland fan, but what's crazy about it,
The closest I came into connection with him is the hair salon that I used to work at in Cleveland, Ohio. The massage therapist
Mhm.
that worked there was his private massage therapist.
No shit.
That is the closest connection that I have with him, other than the fact that I've watched him dunk and do all kinds of crazy things like live.
yeah,
Did you see the Quicken Loans Arena and you saw
Oh,
him? Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I've checked the analytics of the Guy Think podcast. He's a listener, believe it or not.
No shit.
Yeah, man. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Well, that's the second time you
Oh,
do that. You first said the Impractical Jokers would listen to us. That's why I said Danny Chickens.
Yeah.
And you said that was bullshit. Now LeBron James is bullshit. We
Yeah.
need to have like a
Joe
celebrity
Rogan
listener.
would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see those kind of analytics.
Would Joe
They'll just
Rogan
have to
listen to
tell
the
me.
podcast also?
Actually, Joe Rogan is, believe it or not.
They full
Yeah.
of shit.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't fucking know. I don't know who listens, and I just get a number. I don't get who. But Kim, let's get started. What are we working on right now?
We're gonna begin in child's pose.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna walk your hands forward. Your hips are sinking towards your heels.
Mhm.
Big toes are touching. Knees are apart. And you're just gonna let your forehead drop down to
And this
the
is
mat.
an amazing feat right now. That what she's doing right
Like
now.
this
It's called
stretches
Round
out
your palms.
everything.
This is
Into
called
the
child's
breathe.
pose. Child's pose. So when you ever see a child, I want you to think of what she's doing right now.
You don't want to end up on some kind of list.
No. That's child pose right there. So anytime,
I'm doing
again,
tabletop position.
tabletop.
Shoulders are stacked on top of the wrists, hips stacked on top of the knees. We're going to take 3 cow pats. Inhale, drop the belly.
Dana, what do you think about that pose that she's got right now?
Scary
I feel,
Tabletop? Is
I
that
feel
tabletop?
like I feel like a piece of plywood right now compared to her. Like I feel like just a
It's amazing.
flat-
Actually, you're right. My back is killing me right now, Dana. Wow. And look at the vertebrae,
You
how
don't
it's
need
able
to
to
do
adjust the way it's
One more
adjusted.
inhale, drop the belly.
There it is.
You're doing like a golf color commentary.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just got that vibe with
Yeah.
yoga and golf. You gotta be quiet about
It
it.
doesn't need to be
Come to
quiet.
neutral spine, tuck the toes, downward facing dog.
Downward doggy style is what I like to call this
I want
one.
to crack my back.
Yeah, that's a downward doggy style.
Cuddle out your legs with one knee and the other.
There you go. Walk it out. Now walk it out. Now
That's
walk it
flexible.
out.
Like
Now
I
walk it
feel
out.
like
She's
I'm honestly
walking it out.
kind of jealous right now.
Yeah, check her out. Look, she's a little tushy shake there. Yeah, no, she's killing it right now. She's killing it. This is legendary stuff right here, folks. Yoga to the 10th power.
Oh, I just cracked my
Deep
neck.
breath in.
He's Dana Show. You're cracking your
I
neck
just
right now.
cracked my neck.
Holy
As
moly.
exhale, come out to high plank.
Okay, this is called high
Take a
plank,
breath
Like
in.
folks.
push-up
Yeah.
position. Yeah.
Press
Yeah.
back downward.
And,
facing dog.
Oh, downward dog. And this is when the queef happens, I believe.
No, that's shoulder stand. Walk your feet to your hand.
Okay.
Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale, fold deeper.
Wow.
Breathe in, reach and rise.
And
We're going to
that-
start with some sun A's all
that-
the way
that-
to the top.
That last move she did, I like to call that stop traffic.
Yeah.
Exhale, forward
It's
fold.
fantastic. I like that. That's funny.
Breathe in, halfway.
I can't believe how flexible she is. This is like
Extremely
blowing my
flexible.
Exhale,
This is,
plant the hands, step back, high
Yeah,
plank.
this is something for the history books,
Lower
folks.
down halfway.
push-up.
Hug the elbows in towards your sides.
That's
Breathe
difficult.
in,
Yeah.
upward facing dog. There's a bend in your
Whoa.
back.
Whoa. I
Exhale,
call that the old
downward
Harry Potter at Universal, that one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She's a good sport for doing this. I like this.
She's awesome.
Breathe out.
She's the best in the business, folks. I mean, this is the reason why we're doing play-by-play.
Breathe in halfway.
This hurts me just watching.
Yeah, I think I just squirted in my pants just watching this.
I'm almost tempted to try it.
Inhale, reach. You want to try on the pants?
No.
Exhale, forward
No.
fold.
I'd probably bust
Wow.
them a scene.
Dana, have you ever seen anything like this in the history of yoga?
I've never seen this before.
Exhale,
Play-by-play yoga.
you can step it back or hop back.
I like the hop.
Low push up.
There it is again, the MMA style push-up into cobra.
Forward face.
Oh, sorry.
Downward face.
Downward dog.
Again.
Take
This is
breath in.
great. No, honestly, this is
Take a breath out.
so for people who haven't tried yoga
Top of
before,
your
this is a good
Yeah.
crash course in what yoga is actually like.
Absolutely.
Halfway. Fold.
Wow,
Inhale, chair.
I am. We're experiencing history, folks. This is just
Exhale,
unbelievable.
fold. Breathe in halfway. We're
What
beginning
motion she
sun
has.
B's.
This
The
is-
fluidness and the motion.
She's like a fucking
Yeah.
gymnast.
Oh, there it is again. Look at the posture. The posture.
Downward
My
facing
goodness.
Right side, warrior one. Inhale, reach.
And Charles Barkley did Warrior One once. I didn't think he was that impressive.
Upward facing.
What I like about it is the graceful flow that she has, Dana. It's just
Left side,
unbelievable.
warrior
She's
one.
locked in.
Hmm She's locked in. She's in the zone.
She's locked in.
Yeah.
Chaturanga, that's high below.
Kim is up by 7 runs right now.
Upward facing.
You know who it's time to bring in?
Downward facing. Breathe in.
Got to bring in
Breathe
Hall of
out.
Famer Mariano Rivera.
We'll do that one more
Gonna
time.
play Enter Sandman.
Sun B, one breath per
It's
movement.
Metallica. This is
Halfway.
shit. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out.
Full. Chair.
Wow.
Oh,
that
was fantastic.
She's continuing to go. This one's going in extra innings, folks.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call this maneuver that she's doing right now, Dana?
Like it looks like a push-up, but
Up dog.
like you can kind of crack your back while you're up top. Like me, I would just pop my back and forth. No, I'm serious.
Right.
My lower back.
And she's got and I gotta say she's got wonderful toes. Look at the toes. They're very clean. And that's important in yoga. You gotta have clean toes.
The pink accentuates the gray of the pants and the black of the tank top.
Oh wow, Dana, that is a
Left
very
Nails
good
and
find.
fingernails are the same color.
Very good find. Mhm. And seems to be that she's not even losing focus during this. This is amazing.
You're
She's totally in the fucking zone, folks.
She's like the Terminator from Terminator.
She is.
She's got one objective.
Drop down to your knees. Stand on your knees, camel pose. Gentle
camel toe. Oh, sorry about that. I thought I heard something different. My apologies, folks. This is coming.
Take your hands behind your back. Fingertips are facing towards your shoulder blades. You're gonna squeeze your elbows towards the center.
I used to tell my clientele, hands behind your back.
You can just start by gazing up towards the ceiling. And if that feels comfortable to you, you can start to reach back for your heels.
Wow.
You can be on your toes. That brings your heels a little bit closer to you.
We're witnessing history, folks. We are witnessing history right here in Boca Raton, Florida. First time ever commentary, color commentary by two dudes and a chick that's doing yoga.
You're going back. Plant your hands, come into turbo dog. Keep your knees back.
Wait, what is this one called?
Call it turbo dog.
Turd dog?
No, turbo.
Oh, turbo dog.
Like turbocharger dog.
There might be a different terminology, but it's
I like
just
turbo
basically
things.
downward facing dog with your knees really bent. You're just releasing the back
Interesting.
bend that you just did, basically.
Okay.
So it's not as an aggressive, you just bent it this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going 100% forward folding, but you're kind of just neutralizing where you were just at.
Got it.
I'm almost tempted to try this.
Why don't you get on the mat?
If
She has to agree to you sharing the mat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look
Yeah.
at this thing. This has seen everything.
Yeah, let me take off.
It's just seen every
take off some
fart
jewelry,
that you
take
can
off my
imagine.
watch.
Let me take off my glasses.
So wait, so then I want you to do commentary now.
Oh no, but she's got to guide me through something.
She'll guide you as she does
I'm not paying
commentary.
attention.
We wanted to do a Sun A. It was what I was just doing.
Look, I'm what you call an amateur. You need to be easy with me.
Okay. Well, forward fold.
Okay, so how do you do
So
that?
touch your toes
Okay, I can do
or
that.
reach. Awesome. Look at you. Drop your head. Let it
Wow.
go. So forward fold. You're going to inhale, halfway lift. So come to a flat back. Fingertips can come to your shins. Awesome. Exhale, fold. Look at you. Walk your hands forward. We're coming into downward facing dog.
Okay,
Wow.
got it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Attaboy,
Drop your
Dana.
head.
Yeah, you're ready for prison, brother.
Just simply just drop your knee. Simply, there it goes. Simply just drop your head. We all did it. That's great. Now press your hands into the mat and you're going to press your hips up and back.
Like this?
No, that's forward,
Oh,
up
sorry.
and back. There you go. Woo! Yeah, that's a good downward facing dog.
Wow, that
Your
is.
fingers
My
are
calves
spread.
are killing me.
That's amazing, though. That's
Check
really
that out.
cool. Look at you.
Wow. Ladies,
Okay,
what do you
now
think
step
about
to
his
the top of
pose?
your mat.
Huh?
Step to the top of your mat. Your feet are going to meet your hands. So step.
Step forward.
A little walkies.
And then
Forward fold.
Slowly
Inhale,
up.
halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeper.
What, so I go back down?
Yeah. Exhale, fold deeper. Now inhale, reach and rise all the way towards the ceiling.
Oh.
Yeah. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go.
All the way down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exhale,
I'm supposed to go all
forward
the way
fold.
down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exhale. That's okay.
That's good.
Exhale, forward fold.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the
Inhale,
first time
halfway
ever,
lift.
there's Dana Shaw doing yoga.
He's like, okay, I'm done.
No. I'm all right. I'm just trying to figure out what you're doing.
Yeah. So you exhaled, you're forward folding.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to inhale, halfway lift. Yeah. Exhale, plant the hands. You're going to step it back. Yeah, bend your knees as you plant your hands. We're also doing this in jeans.
Okay.
So high to low push up. Now you're going to bend your elbows, come halfway. Now you're going to come to the tops of your feet, upward facing.
Ooh, this feels kind of
Yeah. Now press back.
What are you feeling, Dana? What are you feeling right now?
good. I feel
Talk to us.
stretched out.
Feel stretched out.
I mean,
I feel like
he's
I'm going through a
done
wave.
yoga. He's done some yogas.
You've done. You're a yogi?
I have never done yoga.
He's never done yoga before.
Oh.
He's a prodigy.
Oh, that's right. You slept. You slept.
He's a
through yoga.
sleeper. We got
I
a sleeper.
apologize.
We got a sleeper.
But hey,
We got a
this is
sleeper.
fantastic. That's Malasana. You're just doing poses now.
I'm
Without
just
even
catching
calling them
them.
out.
I'm just waiting for Joe to piss me
Now
off.
let's do some crow. Here, you're already in it now.
Okay.
Okay, so you're there. Look, walk your hands forward. Yeah. Bring your knees up towards your armpits, as close to your armpits as possible.
But don't smell them.
Yeah. And then
Don't
you're just
smell
gonna
'em.
lean forward. Oh. Maybe
Oh,
you
you're
can
gonna
lift
make
one
me
toe.
down. You're gonna make me bust my ass.
Well, maybe you can lift one toe. Look forward though. Look forward. Not down, forward. Maybe you can lift one toe. Yeah, maybe you can lift two toes. Or both toes.
Shit.
Yeah!
Down go Shaw. Down go Shaw. Round 7. He drops in round 7.
I'm sweating a little bit.
Wow.
See?
Holy shit!
That was only what? Like,
It was 5 minutes.
yeah, not even.
Wow.
So,
That
Yeah.
wasn't bad. You should try some.
Yeah. Right now I'm on the injured list. I can't do anything stretching my back.
I'll tell you, my lower back.
Unfortunately, I would
feels-
love to. Believe me.
My
I'd love
back
to.
right now feels halfway decent. Like it's not bad.
A little stretched out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Amazing.
okay.
that was awesome. Thank you.
I like that. You're welcome.
Yeah,
You did great.
more flexible than I think I am.
Wow. Well, come have a seat over here. Let's talk about it. Let's do a little post game recap. Yeah.
I'm actually legit
Yeah.
sweating a little bit.
Let's move this. Oh yeah, that's my look at that handsome face over there. Hold on.
Modest
This
much?
over here.
Dosey do.
Yep. Dana, how's that camera looking? You gotta let me know.
Oh.
Computer screen.
Yeah, you're back where you're supposed to be.
All right, rock and roll. Excuse me. So yeah, a little post game recap. Very interesting.
That was fun.
What did you think of the
It
guy
was fun.
commentary? What did you think of the play by play?
It was making me laugh. But honestly, sometimes that's what, some of my yoga classes with my friends sound like.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That was really good. I was watching the moves. I could see that it could definitely benefit people. As far as definitely for me, because I know I deal with pain and I love yoga. I know there's a lot of enjoyment that I get from it because I do get relief from pain. So excellent job, by the way. Thank you.
I feel honestly like I'm
Thank
not
you.
blowing smoke. I
Yeah,
feel
more so.
better.
Do you really?
My lower back
Oh,
used
you're the
to,
best.
it kills me all the time. Like I'll pop my neck a bunch, I'll crack my lower back a bunch, and now I feel stretched. Like it feels
Really?
good. My calves feel good. My
Mhm.
lower back feels good. My biceps feel good. I feel stretched out. Like it's
Wow.
good.
This could be a pregame softball preparation.
No, this will probably be like when I first wake up because like you sleep all night
Yeah.
and like to wake up and get ready like before I get in the shower.
Mhm.
Child's
do
Pose
some-
Sunny Sunbees
Yeah.
are awesome way to get
And
Stretch
this
out
is
a
like
little
a
bit.
10-minute kind of
Less than that, yeah. Like that was what, 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and
I don't even think it was
I
that
feel
long.
good. Yeah. But that's our viewers.
I had a client one time that she does not practice yoga. She's been my client for a long while. She comes to, sometimes I have really late appointments with her. And she was just like, Kimberly, I'm falling asleep. I was like, all right, get up. Let's do some yoga. She's like, okay. So I literally just did like 3 poses with her.
Yeah.
And she goes, this is amazing. I'm awake. And it wasn't even, it wasn't a lie. It wasn't anything. Of course, later I videotaped her later on saying that, which didn't have quite the same mood. But I was like, I swear she felt it. She was like, this is awesome. Just this movement. And I was like, yeah,
That felt
of course.
good. Yeah.
That was really cool. That was really cool.
I didn't fall asleep this
Roger
time.
would like to know, is yoga good for a golfer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Should be.
Oh, it's good for anybody, but 100% it's good for golfers. Golf.
For gophers. It's good for gophers. You damn gopher.
She only had a little bit of this. It's like, come on,
It
man.
doesn't take much. I was just practicing yoga though.
Yeah,
That's true. She's very relaxed and zen. So I still got to find my friend Zen.
No, you have it. It's within. We all
It's
have
within.
it.
And Zen.
For Zen, where are you at, Zen?
No,
Big
it's in
garden
there.
of Zen.
A garden.
Actually, it's funny you say garden because my interview that I did with Stitch Duran, Stitch was a very cool story. I'll make it real quick, but Stitch was actually born on a farm because his parents were migrant workers. So on his birth certificate, it has the address of the farm. But he went from working on a farm as a kid, and through his teenage years, he really wanted to be a baseball player, but he couldn't. And he went from that to becoming the world's #1 most famous cut man in all of mixed martial arts and boxing. And he had a book he has a book out about his life, and it's from the fields to the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
Like
an
Madison
amazing
Square Garden,
transition story for him.
I love stories like that.
Yeah.
So
It's
just,
really
it's
cool.
cool that he grew up on a farm too, though.
Yeah.
I talk about, just shutting everything down and moving to a farm.
Yeah.
I was like, I had a client once again. with hair and yoga, I meet such interesting people and their stories. It's one of my favorite things about what I do for a living is the conversations and the connection that I have. And this woman, I've only cut her hair once. I don't know if I'll ever see her in my chair again. She was just randomly in town, got referred to me. I cut her hair and she's like, yeah, I'm moving up to a farm in like, I think she said Maine to work. I'm basically retired, but I'm gonna they house you, and I don't know if they necessarily pay you, but they feed you, and you work on this farm. And I was like, I don't know, that sounds pretty freaking cool. I was like, can I go teach yoga on this farm?
Yeah.
I will garden as well.
Yeah. Do you know what they farm?
And do all that stuff.
Do you know what they farm?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
That would be so cool. I can see it now. Like,
may not be a dairy farm.
Yoga on the farm with like all the animals in the background doing yoga. I think that'd be so cool.
I've never done the goat yoga, but them being nearby would be cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty damn cool. That would be. So I say we announce the winner of the 1
This is cool.
hour session.
Me.
George Supp. George Supp, S-U-P-P. George Supp is the winner of the free 1 hour yoga group session right here with Kim Wyss. Congratulations. It's going to be amazing. I really do. I really think it's going to be amazing. I think, unfortunately, me and Dana won't be there for the play-by-play, but I got a funny feeling there may be a fart or two in between. Yeah. And I think it's going to be awesome. So congratulations to.
If you're a bash, you'll let us know.
Yeah. Let us know. Let us know. Kim, thank you so much for being on the podcast
This
today.
is so much fun.
Oh, this is great.
Awesome. I'm glad you had a great time.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to have you on today, and it's been so much fun talking yoga. Before we go, though, I want to check this out. So tell our listeners what this is.
So I utilize doTERRA essential oils, and I did say that I was going to bring kombucha, but I didn't bring kombucha. I brought him an essential oil rollerball instead, custom made. It is basically coconut oil is the base, and then I used a orange citrus, lavender, and peppermint. So the peppermint's going to be awakening. The lavender is actually going to be a little relaxing. And orange citrus is really good for clarity and concentration. So I call it the refresh rollerball. It's one of my favorites. I usually give it away to my clients too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you made this yourself?
I did. I made it myself.
So
I smelled that before the show. It's really good.
Kim is so talented. She's a special woman. This is really cool. This is really cool. I'm going to actually try it out right now. So what do you recommend? Where do I put this?
Put it behind your ears.
Behind my ears?
Yeah.
So right here. Just a little like that. A little dab?
Yeah. And then you can put it on your wrist, and that way you can really smell it. But you probably should.
It smells really good.
Probably didn't smell it already. But.
Yeah.
It's a new cologne.
Wow.
It's the new scent of Joe.
That's incredible. I feel like I just walked through a prairie.
I smell it from here.
This is amazing. Wow. Fresh.
I know.
Fresh.
I wish my house smelled like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can get a diffuser and diffuse it.
Wow. That's not a horrible idea.
Really,
that's
No,
great.
not at all.
Walking to Joe's Palace, it smells like peppermint, citrus.
Man, that is so refreshing.
Adrian would like it probably.
I'm sure she will. I love Adrian. She's single. You know.
Who's Adrian?
Adrian, Yoga by Adrian. She's a yoga instructor, and she's beautiful. And I love her dog too.
Yeah.
So yoga, you do YouTube.
Oh, that's right. The one that does the yoga
maybe.
kind of chilling. Oh,
We do YouTube together.
She's the one with the German Shepherd.
Matchmaking
You said.
episode.
She's got like this majestic looking creature of a dog. It's just awesome. Check her out. I'll send you the link to
Send me the
Adrian,
link.
but she's excellent. She's excellent. But Kim, we're talking about Kim right now.
Yeah, we are.
And Kim is absolutely incredible. I mean, seriously, just watching you and following you on Instagram and seeing what you've been doing, it's amazing stuff. It really is. And
Good life.
definitely inspiring for people. And I think there's a lot of people out there that truly need this. Ones that are doing it now, excellent. But ones that are thinking about doing it, do it.
Just do it.
And you got a connection right now. Reach out to me. You can reach out to Kim. Kim, how could my listeners reach out to you and get in touch with you to find out about future lessons? And
all over at Yoga One Styles. That's my website. That's my Instagram account. You can find that, I believe, on Facebook even. So
Mhm.
it's basically YOG, the number 1, and then Styles. So Yoga One Styles.
Perfect.
And you can literally just look up Kimberly Wyss and it'll probably pop up anywhere.
Awesome. Yeah. And reach out to me on a Guy Think podcast. We're doing shows weekly, baby. We keep it going. We don't stop. We won't stop. We never stop.
Can't stop.
That's just how it goes, right? That's the grind in life, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we got to wake up every day and do what we got to do. But the most important thing is creating the world that you want to live in. That's the most important thing. You know, when we're born and we're raised and we're told, hey, this is what you need to do, this is what you have to do, you're doing what the world is telling you what to do with your life, right? But deep down inside, you have these goals and you have these aspirations that you want to come out, right? You have to create that on your own. Nobody's going to do that for you. So what Kim does is amazing because yoga is special. You don't become a millionaire doing yoga. Yoga comes from within, and yoga is something important that not only helps your body and soul and your mind, but it helps others too, and Kim does that. So that's amazing. And she's creating her own world, right? With the podcast, I do the same thing. I create my own world. Nobody told me when I was born, hey, man, you're going to do a podcast. Is this what you're going to do? No, that's not how it goes. I created this from my kitchen. I started out with one microphone and a computer, and that's it, no camera. And now I'm interviewing people across the country on Skype and interesting people and fighters and UFC stuff and boxing stuff and comedians and really cool things. And now we're on a live YouTube channel. So create what you want out of life. Create it. Make it your own. You can do anything you want. You could change your thinking. It is possible. You could create the world that you want to live in. You just have to believe in it. So that's how we're going to end off tonight. Dana Shaw, thank you so much.
Always
Not
a
only
pleasure.
for showing up, but for bringing this awesome rum. Shout out to you boys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving Dana Shaw the rum. It's been excellent. Stay tuned. Episode 49 is coming next week with the world-famous MMA and boxing cut man, Stitch Duran. He's been in the Rocky movies. He's been in the Creed movies. Google him. Great guy. What a gentleman. Had a pleasure interviewing him and talking to him. So stay tuned for that next week. Kim, thank you again so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
This
you
is
for having me.
fantastically
Yeah.
good.
Pleasure to have you.
It was fun.
Awesome. Everybody have a great night. Happy hump day. Tomorrow's Thursday. Just 2 more days to Friday. Hang in there, baby. Have a great night.
Awesome.
Boom.